You don't have to do that. I understand. You're tired, you're run down, you're listless, you poop out at parties. What you need is vitamin to vegetable. Remember that? Well, let me tell you, Chuck and John and I were talking about it. We're going to come out with the new vitamin vegetable. And I think if my wife can get her hair dyed red, she's going to be the new Lucy. And we'll see what happens. Okay, let me see how much time you're giving me here. Oh, well, first off, my time's done. Thank you for coming. Okay, I'll just tell you as quick as I can. Here's what we're talking about. We're talking about coral complex 3. This is a formula that I put together using fossilized stony coral minerals. But let me just give you the bottom line on it. And here's one thing that I've told my patients forever, and I say this in seminars and radio interviews, and I like this. When you hear someone like me speak, you go take notes, you do whatever you want to do. But what I'd like you to do is doubt it. Usually I talk about a wedge of doubt and it separates perceived reality and other things. What I'm talking about now is you listen and you say, well, that sounds reasonable, but I'm going to do my own research and I'm going to find out if that's true or not true. I think that's a good thing to do. If you do your own research, here's what I always say. If you do your own research based on what I'm telling you, you're going to find out I'm absolutely right. Because I'm not going to say anything that I can't back up with evidence. A little meter that I judge things by, the first thing is, does it make sense? Is there any common sense and logic to this? Because if it resonates there, if you say, you know, it kind of feels like that's true. Common sense and logic dictates that can be true. Okay, that's a starting point. Now, if you want to really get into it, do some research. Almost everybody's connected to the internet. It's not that difficult. I gave you that one website, PubMed. Go there, start your research, and it'll lead you. That's National Institutes of Health, incidentally. And you can go into Life Extension Foundation, lef.org. Great website. Naturalnews.com. Great website. Go in there and you'll find thousands, hundreds of thousands of pages of information. So here's what I'm talking about with Coral Complex 3. If this makes sense to you, then you've got it. And if it doesn't, that's okay to do some research. In 1936, our government said, in 1936, we want to find out the status of our soil. So we're going to get farmers and growers and doctors and researchers, and we're going to ask them what's going on with our crops, with the soil, and so on. In 1936, they had a congressional hearing, and here's what they said. We now realize, as of 1936, I contend that it was way before then, that most of the commercial soil in the United States, coast to coast, is being depleted of minerals. So we've known since 1936 we don't have the minerals in the soil anymore. Remember I said earlier, for those of you that were here the first time I spoke this morning, or just an hour ago, I said my father was a grower. You know, it was called Valley Vegetable Growers Company in the Oxnard Plains. And I told you about how I used to work for him in the summer. And he didn't have any insects or worms or anything. He used NPK, nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus. He used a limited commercial fertilizer, and he put it back in the soil. Now, when I got older, I became an herbalist first. When I became an herbalist, I said to my father, "You're only putting NPK back in the soil. Why is that?" He said, "Because why don't you put anything else in?" NPK, what it will do, it will create the crops that look good, smell good, and taste good. We don't really care, Jimmy, how healthy the crops are. That's not our concern. Our concern is, do they look good and smell good and taste good, because then people will buy them. And NPK does that. I don't need to put boron and calcium and anything else in there. I don't need to do it. I'm not going to do it. No one does it. So here's what it is. Our soil pretty much has been depleted of minerals, and they usually, in commercial crops especially, but listen to this now. What about your organic crop? I only buy organic food from my farmer's market. What does that mean? It means they're not using chemicals, they're not using toxins, they're not using synthetic fertilizers. What do they do to put the minerals back in? Because if you keep growing crops and growing them and growing them and growing them, you don't put something back in the soil. What you have is you have organic vegetables and fruits and whatever that are demineralized. You've got commercial crops that are not only sprayed with toxins, but they're demineralized. Do you understand? Organic, commercial, Nicole and I primarily only eat farmer's market. We go every Sunday and we buy organic food. But unless they're putting full complex minerals back in the soil, we're just getting food that hasn't been sprayed with toxins or commercial fertilizers. So, if you're living in the United States, at least, I can't talk for all countries, but here, we've known since 1936 the soil is demineralized. So what you're eating is something that may smell good, look good, and taste good. But if you don't have the minerals in the soil, you don't have it in the food. And if you don't have it in the food, you're not going to have it in you. And we can prove it, and I've been proving it. Well, I've been in practice 40 years. I'd say at least 35 years. I do toxic metal mineral analysis tests on my patients. You just use your hair. Goes to a lab, comes back, and it says arsenic, aluminum, mercury, toxic metals. Then they'll give you a list of your minerals in your body. Down at the bottom, instead of being right across the front, down at the bottom are micro minerals. And they're all typically Na, meaning non-applicable. Typically, I've had 11,200 patients, typically you'll never see those micro minerals in the human body here in this country. Why? One of them is boron, not in the soil. It used to be, but not anymore. So, what can we do about it? The bottom line is, we need to supplement our diet with minerals. And we don't need, I know you've heard this before, where the woman goes to the doctor says, you've got osteoporosis, I want you to go out and get some calcium. Don't they understand that everything is in relationship to everything else? You have antagonistic, synergistic relationship. Calcium is connected to 9 other minerals. Go ahead and just take calcium and you'll drive all the other 9 minerals out of balance. That's not how the body works. The body works in harmony and balance. Coral Complex 3 is what I believe is a foundational product. Whole Wellness Club, incidentally, encourages, sells foundational products. Peak enzymes, Chuck was talking about the peak enzymes. Let me tell you, leukocytosis, he mentioned that, unbelievable. Watch this. Let's all go to breakfast. Order anything you want. And as soon as you're finished eating or while you're eating, just watch everybody and see if anybody does this. That little sniffle, you just reacted to the food with leukocytosis. Eat anything you want, and when you get that little sniffle, that's leukocytosis. That's the body reacting to the food in an allergic reaction. Why? You don't have the enzymes to break it down. So, what Coral Complex 3 is a